My bad.
No, that's mine. That's mine. This is a little intro music. Welcome to Friday Footy, where you watch three unks try to figure out tech.
Where's Rodney?
Where's Rodney? And Rodney lives in LA. He's a golfer now, so he said he's on his way home. So we may have a last second, Rodney might come in the 85th minute, score a header this podcast. So we'll see.
I wanted to ask him how he feels about Tottenham for this season.
I think he will definitely get the chance. Yeah, we'll do.
Hopefully. Okay, so I think I am live on my thing now. I just need to
see that name, Chuck? My boy, about to dominate the Premier League this year. You see that?
Who? Turkey.
You know what my father-in-law said?
What
he says
say?
Turkey reminds him of Messi.
What?
And I will not disagree with such a smart man as my father-in-law.
True.
As you should.
And Messi. France should have played him more.
Oh, just know I think I'll be out of here by 10. I got some shit to do tomorrow morning.
That's fine. I think the most important thing was low-key just testing out the system to see how we do this. But
okay, so I'm live on my end. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, I'm live on my end. I'm trying to see if I can get what's the word the collab thing, but I guess we're gonna have to figure that out on another
day. Okay, let's get started. All right. So Kiko. What happens to the La Liga insider when he comes to the outside and he has no more relationships to protect, no more people he's worried about offending? What happens? Comes to Friday Footy, and he gives that great crack. What is happening with Real Madrid, Kiko? Where are you tonight?
Bro, I mean, I'm over the moon. I'm talking about I'm free. I don't have my shackles anymore. I can finally talk the way that I want to. I don't have to talk and watch my mouth because, I might be connected to a club. I can do whatever. And you know where I'm at? I'm over the moon. We had Jan Diomande. We have a right winger. We have a right winger for the first time since Gareth Bale, who, mind you, is my favorite player of all time. Right winger to right winger. Let's go.
Pretty good on the left too. Pretty good on the left.
He's not gonna play on the left. Let's not even entertain that right now. I know what you're doing. Yeah, I'm sure about it.
You think Vinny's sure of that?
I mean, I'm sure he knows he could play in any team he wanted to on the left. That's what I'm sure about. Now I hope he's playing on the left for us. But we will see. We'll tackle those topics in a second.
So is this deal 100% done, or do you feel like it still has a chance that maybe something could fall apart here?
Who are we talking about? Jan Diomande or Vini?
Diomande.
No, Diomande is done. At this point, Orstein already said that it's pretty much done. We already got the here we go from Fabrizio. The only discrepancy between the two is that Fabrizio already said it's done and dusted. Ornstein is just saying, hey, there's still arguments between 100 million or 120 million. But for a talent like Diomande and personal agreement and everything, it's probably just going to be installments, if I'm honest. So it will be as close as 100% it can get. It's probably a 99%, and that 1% is just Real Madrid saying, you know what, shush off, and we're not going to do it. But I think it's done.
Chuck, what was your reaction to that news?
He had a great World Cup. He's so young. I think it was so good that, he was just so exciting. I think that was the thing. And it was so funny because in the World Cup, everybody who was playing for Madrid was so exciting. I can't think of someone who wasn't part of their kind of core that didn't show up. And if you're going to tell me they're adding more people, it's it's the super team all over again. So I am interested where he does play, because in the World Cup he did play everywhere. He was just all over in that attack, and he was really good on the left. But to your point, we know what they have at Madrid on the left. So I love what Kiko said. They got a right winger. I think Madrid is a weird team because they have a lot of great talent, but some of the parts they're kind of wonky. And I think Diamande helps that. Like you can solidify him at that right wing, and we can start moving from there.
Mhm. One thing that I'm worried about is like Brad is trying to say it's just like on the left. Could he play on the left? But we already seen what PSG Paris Saint Germain is doing, and we're technically at that point in football. We're technically at the point that like you need to have two full available 11s to play because at this point there's what 60, 70 games per season now. Like the big teams are gonna have to do it, and having a player that can play on both wings, having Rodrigo coming back from injury, having Vinicius that can play center forward and left wing, and having Jude that can basically play anywhere in the attack, and people like Arda Güler in the defense in the bench, it's just, honestly, we need these type of players, and we're buying more like Bernardo Silva. I think we're in conversations for maybe some other attackers, but at this very moment, nothing to confirm, and nothing has been rumored about it. But we need that type of talent. And having a 19-year-old, do I think 100 million, like you said, he was exciting during the World Cup, and he has been good with RB Leipzig. 100 million? Someone said this on Twitter, either on Twitter or on TikTok. 100 million is the new 50 million. And I think we got to get used to it because everyone's going for 100 million. This transfer window is crazy. Your boys, you guys have spent like freaking 3 signings for 100 million. I think
Elliot Anderson purchase was 130 million euros. And
he's the most expensive he's the most expensive English transfer now.
Bro, the Premier League tax is insane. It really is. Like, I don't think he's a bust. I think he's an excellent player, but I mean, the most expensive ever for a defensive midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of wild. Kiko, I have a question. How do you feel when I show you this next photo? Emotional reaction.
That's a nasty team. Let's keep it a bug. That's a nasty team. Emotionally, it makes me feel sad because I don't want him to leave. Like, simple as. I just don't want him to leave. I think he's a top 5 player in the world, and on his position, I think he's the best one no matter what. And even his floor when he sucks, he's still a top 3 in that conversation at all times. But I'm also not a hypocrite. We cannot pretend. Madrid fans love to ask players to do something, and then they get mad when their own players do it. We were a lot of fans, including myself, were saying like, "No, Mbappé, don't get the contract, don't do anything, flick off PSG, and you come for free, and we pay you whatever you want." Now, karma's a bitch, and we have our own player that like, hey, if you don't pay me what you want, I'm simply gonna run out my contract, and I'm gonna get the money for whoever wants to pay me. And guess what? Arsenal's already on the table, just like, hey, we can make you the highest paid player in Premier League history if you come over here. And guess what? If he was to do it, I cannot blame him. At the end of the day, this is a business. And you, me, everyone else, if there's a business that will pay you 3 times what you're getting, or they're going to make you the best in the industry, and then you go to your employer and they're like, no, you should be loyal. What are you doing? I'll be like, yeah, loyalty doesn't put bread on the table. I'm sorry. Thank you for 9 years. Yeah, thank you for 9 years, but I'm going to go for the better opportunity. And guess what? A lot of people are saying, like, oh, this is bad for his career. What is he doing? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, do you understand that he's already Mr. Champions League Junior? He's in the history books no matter what. He already scored in 2 Champions League finals. He already won La Liga. He should have won a Ballon d'Or. He should have completed football already with Real Madrid. Anything else that he does is because he wants to be a bigger Real Madrid legend. But he's a legend nonetheless. And I wanted to do this as a test, as a study. I'm pretty sure if you were to take his numbers, he's either top 3 or the top goal involvements in every team, or he will be second. For example, I think he would only be behind Haaland at Manchester City. He will be number 1 at Arsenal by 20 GA because the first one right now is Gyökeres with 27. He has 47. I think at Chelsea he will be number 1. He will be number 1 at Manchester United. He will be number 1. He will be number 2 at Bayern Munich. Or does Olise beat him?
Olise had like 28 assists. last time.
So he might be third in that team, but then after that he will be number one in Borussia Dortmund. He will be number two probably in Barcelona. He will be number one at Atletico Madrid. He will be number one. He will be number one at PSG. I think either that or two. So like that's what I'm saying. People that pretend that he sucks, they're just mad at the fact that like we have our new shiny toy, and they would rather have the shiny toy shine a little bit more than actually like agree that this guy shouldn't leave. But I can answer your original question.
What percentage chance you think that he's gone?
This season, I think 0. I think he stays this season. No, I think this season he stays no matter what. No. Let me tell you why. It's because again, I think he's doing it for money, and I think he's smart. And yeah, it's better off if he runs down the contract than if he leaves right now.
But you don't think Madrid is probably conscious of that? Saw what Mbappe did to PSG, and it's like you're not about to get nothing for Vinny.
You cannot force a player to leave. we already had that conversation in another episode. You cannot force a player to leave.
Arsenal will give him good money. Like I imagine Arsenal will bid 100 million for him. How much would they? How much do you think Madrid would need to be like, yes?
160.
Oh,
I'm not saying it. It already came out according to reports that they won't accept anything less than 160. Bro, Barcola is going for 130. He's nowhere near to the knees of Vinicius Jr. You think we're gonna take less than that?
That's a little disrespectful, but I mean, Vinny is excellent. But damn, Barcola's a baller too, man.
Mr. Champions League Junior, a guy that's just a PSG. Do not tell me that is disrespectful. He's setting the bar, so Vinicius, even with 1 year left, puts us at 160. If he had 3 years on the contract, I will tell you 250, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's disrespectful." No.
Did we watch the same World Cup? I mean, Vinny was cool, but like Barcola was balling too. I'm just saying, it's not like they're in two different conversations.
Hey,
if I was to name left wingers, how many do you have to name until you name Barcola?
Oof, left.
Yeah,
wingers.
then don't give me that.
Ooh.
If it's 130 for Barcola, 160 minimum for Vini.
Listen, I wish I could stay, but this is getting spicy. Oh man, next week I'll be here all the time. Next week.
Oh, you gotta go, Chip. Hey, peace, brother.
I think Rodney's.
Oh, is he joining up?
Let me see. Let me text Rodney real quick, and we'll see.
Oh, by the way, are you gonna keep the music the whole time?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. It's like
because I don't know when you do the edits how you're gonna.
Separate, so all of the tracks are recorded separate.
Oh, nice. Because it
yeah.
came in the background. I was getting hyped up, but at the same time, I was like, at one point, it's like I'm muting it in my brain.
Yeah. I can turn it down. It's off. Yeah. So I think Rodney might pull up. But honestly, even just at this point for Vinicius, like I think he's been through a lot of BS at Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't blame him for being like, you know what? Let me go to a place that they're going to totally celebrate and cherish me. Because I feel like he's always seen Mbappe coming in as kind of like, all right, you want someone else to kind of be the top guy. Like, I get it, you know? And he's taking it pretty well overall. But he goes to Arsenal, man. Like, no one can touch him at Arsenal. Like, but no way.
Yesterday, I was live with Gooley, he's an Arsenal fan. Shout out to him. And we were talking about it, and there were also Arsenal fans in the chat, and they all kept telling me, like, Kiko, you don't understand. Like, Vinicius will be immediately with Haaland, the face of the league, and he just needs, which is crazy statement, but they go like, do you understand if he wins the Champions League with Arsenal and like he's the main man and everything, he becomes immediately a living legend at Arsenal. I'm like, will he surpass Thierry Henry? He's like, maybe not at level of best because he will have to go longevity-wise. But in one season, he will be above pretty much any Premier League player just because of the mere fact that like he gets Arsenal their first Champions League.
Yeah, and he has no competition there, right? Like the only person in the left wing spot, they sold Trossard. It's just Martinelli, who at this point is basically like a left back that they just play up at left wing. So Vinicius would be handed the left wing job, no questions. It's intriguing. Our guy Damien asked, "Do you think Rodri is coming?" What do you think, Kiko? What's the percentage chance you think that Rodri comes to Real Madrid?
I mean, as of right now, I mean, I want to say like 90%, just based on all the report I have. For out of all the things that we talked about, like the Vinicius Jr., I have no clue. The Rodri thing came out of nowhere. Like the Diamante thing, I knew was in the works and everything, and I knew the talks. But like the Rodri and Vinicius came out of nowhere. So this one, as of right now, everything that we read, even though I always say like keep put a pinch of salt on it because we don't know when these conversations came about and everything. I think Rodri's gonna come. I mean, how you feel? You're the Manchester City fan. How's the entourage? How's the Manchester City Twitter taking it?
Listen, I think a lot of Man City Twitter has basically accepted that Rodri's probably gonna go. I don't think there's a lot of hope that he stays. And you kind of get it, right? Like, what else does Rodri have to do at Manchester City? Won literally every trophy. And I love Manchester City, but Pep just left. And when you lose the best coach of all time, the future is not certain. Enzo Maresca, I am hopeful for Enzo Maresca, but it is very different than when you got Pep Guardiola, where you know he's going to figure it out. You know Pep Guardiola is not going to just languish and end up in 6th, 7th place. Enzo Maresca is a whole different world. So I could see Rodri wanting to go. Having said that, I will say this is probably fake news, and I hope this is all lies, and I hope this is just a smoke screen that Rodri wants more money from us. And to our wonderful owners, my boys up top, I know you got the bag. Like, let's just pay Rodri what he needs, okay? Let's keep him here. He's got 3 or 4 more good years left. I want him. I'm not ready to say goodbye, honestly.
What is he? Is he on his last year? Like the last year of his contract as well?
I mean, that's when all the transfer rumors always come, right? Last year, the contract. Now I got to go to Real Madrid. I think it's the last year of his contract, and I think he's – how old is Rodri? 29?
He's my age. I think I'm like a month older than him.
He's 30.
He already turned 30, so I'm younger than him. Let's go.
Yeah, so but yeah, he would make Madrid incredible, huh? Like when you think about the lineup that you would have there,
I mean, let's put it like this. The defense, it's kind of like a headache because look at the amount of signings we've done. And the fact we're going for 2 Manchester, like, look at this. This shows you how much power the Premier League has because we're talking about 2 Manchester City players, 1 Liverpool player, 1 RB Leipzig player. Dumfries was in Inter, right? Well, no, he was a free agent. Inter.
No, he was at Inter.
Okay, so that's 1 Bundesliga, 1 Serie A, and 4 Premier League players with Cucurella. And one of them, arguably, is in the top 3 conversation for his position in Cucurella. Rodri is in top 2 conversation, and then the other 2 are rotational players. They're role players.
Well, and we just saw the World Cup, right? Look around to the right side of Mourinho's shoulder. Cucurella, easily the best left back of the World Cup, easily the best fullback. Period. Incredible World Cup. Dumfries,
he was decent.
Maybe the best right back if Hakimi wasn't. Strong, can cross, create a vision. Diomande can score with both feet, can play on both sides, can run for fucking days. Konate will, I don't know about Konate.
Rotation. He's depth.
You sure about that? Was that the Drew scheme? You sure about that? Rodri controlled the World Cup for Spain.
Bro, yes. Bernardo, you know what? When we signed Bernardo Silva and I saw the first game with Portugal, I was like, he hasn't even put the Real Madrid jersey on. I wanted to take it off. I was like, he pissed me off so much.
That was the one player that you stole from Man City that I was like, you know what? I'm okay with that. You want Bernardo Silva? Thank you for your time here. You've meant a lot, but yeah, I think he's getting old fast.
Bro, the reality of the thing is Bernardo Silva is the one player that I was like, we're just getting rotation. Like, we're just getting a name. We're getting kind of like the experience of having a player of his age and the thing he has won. Obviously, Rodri immediately, I think, because most people do like a double pivot of Rodri and Valverde. The double pivot of dreams for me is Tchouaméni and Rodri. having the brute, having the muscle of Chouameni, who can actually like play out the ball, but then you have a guy like Rodri next to him who can carry the ball, because that's the biggest downfall of Chouameni. That like he back in the day when we had Casemiro had to bring out the ball and just give it to Kroos or Madrid. That was his job. That was it. Now Chouameni, since he looks around, and we've been playing this circus of, oh, we don't know if it's Valverde, we don't know if it's Jude, we don't know if Arda Güler is playing a deep line playmaker. He's looking bad because then he has to do long balls, and eventually you look bad when you're just hoofing the ball. Meanwhile, I think if you have Rodri next to him, Chouameni can take care of the defensive side of the structure and everything. Rodri can do the build-up side. And then you give it to Jude, who's probably going to be in front of him. And then you have those three demons up front. Oh, brother. And then we can look at the bench with Silva, with Arda Güler, with Rodrigo when his knees are good. The one thing is making me sad, though, which came out today, Gonzalo Garcia is looking to leave. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we could do, because if he leaves, that means it's Mbappe, center forward, striker, and that's it. We don't have nobody else.
Yeah. Who's next? Endrick?
I mean, I want to see Endrick on the right. I want to see Endrick as a right winger. I don't want to see him as a striker, but he's great as striker. I keep forgetting that he's there. But I will put him more on the right than when I think of him. I think as a right winger. I don't think striker anymore.
Bro, Real Madrid threw away Endrick like a rich kid throws away a little toy. You know, where they're just like, I play with this for a couple days. I'm done with him. You know, like, how do you spend 60 mil on that guy and just I feel like they played him like 15 games? Maybe
Yeah,
20.
Then he went to Lyon and he killed it at Lyon. But in Lyon he was playing right winger, right forward, right winger, or center forward, more on the right. So that's why I keep saying, like, he's shown us in Ligue 1 that, like, hey, bro, like, give him the ball on the right. And then he's able to cut in because he's a lefty and just shoots it and goal. And most of the time the shoot, it's on target, which helps a lot. Diomande is going to be great. But the one guy that's getting absolute criticized by Madridismo right now is Mastantuono, which that is a guy that you could say we're actually like being the rich kid and throwing him away.
Last year.
Yeah, and I'm still him. He's 18. He's about to turn 19. I'm like, yesterday, like I said in the conversation with Gulli, they're like, oh, bro, like Franco, like you think he can be as good as Lamine? I'm like, of course I can, because he's a kid. Just because Lamine already showed you he can doesn't mean in 3 years Franco gets some weight, gets some experience, and then he starts bagging it in. And I'm like, worst case scenario, I think obviously we're gonna see in 3 years. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and if I'm right, I'm gonna say I told you so. A worst case scenario, I think he's gonna be an average Di Maria, not the best version of Di Maria, but an average Di Maria. I think that's the floor of Franco. Now, if that doesn't happen,
the floor of Mastantuono is an average Di Maria.
Average,
like,
yeah, but you know what?
Of his career, because like Di Maria is amazing. I don't know how you can compare that dude to him right now.
No, because like when we think Di Maria, we think finals with Argentina, the prime that he had with Madrid and everything. I'm talking like, do you remember him at Manchester United? Like, he was good, but he wasn't great.
A little before my time as a football fan.
What about PSG?
PSG, I remember him at Juventus as well.
Okay, PSG Juventus is kind of the same.
But he was excellent at Juventus.
Yeah, but like that's an average Di Maria. That's not a great Di Maria.
Okay.
But yeah, he's 19. I'm never
the Mastantuono stock right now, I guess.
Yes, this will be the best time to buy the stock, because everyone hates the guy, and I'm over here just like, I didn't know football players' careers ended at 19 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was getting into an argument with my father-in-law the other day about specifically Lamine Yamal, and he told me, he was like, man, Lamine Yamal, in Spanish, he was like, he's horrible. He was like, Lamine Yamal was the worst player on the field in the final. And I was like, what? And this guy is a huge Messi fan. Huge Messi fan. Like, he's one of these guys that, like, every time you talk about Messi, he has to recite every great thing Messi's ever done and explain to you why he is the greatest player who's ever lived. And he's like, he's a bum. And so my question is, right now, it looks like Lamine Yamal is going to be a front runner for the Ballon d'Or. And there are all these old men all over the world spreading anti-Lamine Yamal propaganda. And I was wondering if you have theories on it, or am I seeing things? Like a lot of these old men really just they think Yamal sucks.
I don't understand what he saw.
Oh, I don't know. They're haters. They're haters. Like that's all I can come up with.
Bro, I don't understand what he saw because like he was average for what he is. We know like like Lamine was all right most of the tournament. He got his goal. So I think he becomes the third youngest in scoring a goal in World Cup history. And then I'm looking at the stats just for the final. Obviously, the final was a domination from Spain. So like he didn't really show it out. It was more like a team thing, but dribble wise, he completed 5 out of 9. Freaking accurate crosses 1 out of 5, so a little dog shit on that part. And then passing wise, he completed 86%, 44 of 51. So he wasn't bad. Like I don't understand what your father-in-law was saying, but looking at this, I want to know your opinion. Who you think is gonna win it? Like not based on the criteria, because even though the journalists might just give a fuck about the criteria and just vote for whoever they want, but who you think is gonna win?
This is one of the hardest Ballon d'Ors to call that I've ever seen, and it's not because it's so close. It's just like nobody stands out. I honestly think this year they should not give anyone the Ballon d'Or. I don't think anyone really earned it. Do you see one person here, or you're like, yeah, that's definitely the Ballon d'Or? Because I don't see it.
Me, it's Harry Kane. And like I don't understand how people don't disagree. And you were telling me, oh, he disappeared in the big games, which I asked you what games, and you said, like, oh, like the one that got eliminated. I'm like, okay, the season is 65 games long, and you name one game. I can name you that he scored or assisted in every single KO game that he played in the Champions League. He has scored or assisted in every game before that elimination game. He scored 2 goals and an assist in the DFB Pokal for a title. He had the second highest goal scoring season of all time behind Lionel Andres Messi Cucitini. You cannot tell me with a serious face that he disappeared.
I'm just saying, you can give me all the numbers you want, but at some point, you also have to like look deep within your soul and ask yourself, does Harry Kane really deserve to win the Ballon d'Or? And yes. I think in that little part of us we know that's honest, the answer is no. We all know come on. In his last game in the World Cup, the guy just dropped. He did his little drop in and play like a 6 gimmick. Yeah, but game. Every time he plays really fast center backs, he can't push the back line, and he can't give you the threat you need to break down that defense. Like Harry Kane held England back in his last game in the World Cup, and I'm sorry, but Lamine Yamal, he probably deserves to win it out of the group. Because Lamine Yamal...
Your logic doesn't stand, because then by your logic, he held back Spain. It's just that Spain is too good and they won the title.
He held back Spain. Did you see all the chances he was creating in that last game? Maybe they didn't finish those chances, but Lamine Yamal was trading chance after chance. Did you see the cross he got in with his right foot that was about to go out for a corner, and he just fucking saved it, flicked it perfectly on the head. It got saved. But like that dude was all up on Argentina's shit, and Kane was invisible. So that's my only thing. If you are invisible in what is the most important game of your year, and that was the most important game of his year, you lose some points for that. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. Some points, not all the points. By your logic,
Bro,
that
he won
the whole season.
All he did is win the Bundesliga.
Did I not tell you that he freaking scored 2 goals in the final of a tournament? You're arguing with me, and then you do by your own logic. You're disregarding competition.
And lost.
He didn't lose. He scored 2 goals in the final of the DFB Pokal. That's like scoring 2 goals in the FA Cup final or the Copa del Rey.
I don't know if you remember Herm Edwards when he was a Jets coach. They say, you play to win the game. Show me what the fuck you've won. If you're scoring...
He won 2. He just didn't win the Champions League, and he didn't win the World Cup. He won 2 trophies. He's the only one that won 2 trophies in this whole list.
Wait. What, so Bundesliga, and are you giving him a German Cup trophy?
Do you know that he's the first German company that the Bayern Munich wins in 10 years? Yes, I'm fucking giving it to him. Do you know that?
You just called that he has 2 trophies. You're double counting Germany. They were the best team in Germany twice. They've been the best team in Germany for 50 years. They're all the best team in Germany.
First DFB Pokal in 10 years for Bayern Munich.
That's only because they don't play their starters in that shit regularly. But
that is irrelevant. I'm giving you stats.
So now let me ask you something, though, because FIFA, we know, is not a just organization. FIFA and justice, FIFA and fairness have nothing to do with each other. FIFA is about entertainment and lust for sports entertainment. So my question to you is, maybe you think Harry Kane should win it. You know FIFA loves a narrative. And you know if they give Lamine Yamal that trophy, they've created the next megastar.
Okay, no. Now, if you want to put me on the spot and say, like, who do I think they're going to vote for? Just for the way the journalist brains work, is going to be Lamine. But for the criteria, it should be Harry Kane. But again, if the journalists, like they did with Vinicius, the Salvadorian guy, just like, I don't know if you remember this, and during the whole Rodri fiasco, he went live on Twitch and he explained just like, I didn't even put Vini on top 10, and everyone was asking him why, and he's just like, I don't like the guy, so I didn't want to put him in top 10, and everyone goes like, that's not the point. Like, if not, you made it a popularity contest just because you didn't like the guy. So overall, if they want to do that type of voting again, it's going to be Lamine. If they want to actually be fair and vote objectively, it should be Kane. There's people that try to sneak Kylian in there.
So dirty.
Bro, I legitimately tell them, just like, there's, out of the criteria, there's one thing that specifically says team trophies and performances for those trophies. I don't know if they know.
You know, my father-in-law this morning, he was like, he tried to slip a Messi in there. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
If he had won the World Cup, I think he was a lock.
Probably, but he didn't.
He didn't.
And Messi got figured out in the final. Like, I mean, Spain.
The whole of Argentina got figured out.
Yeah. Spain locked everything. Yeah, but yeah, I think Lamine's got to win it. Like, it's just, they thrive on this young superstar. Like, you know, think about how Ronaldo Nazario was, right? Think about how Ronaldinho was. Like, FIFA lives on the 19, 20-year-old who suddenly takes over the world. And they're too smart to give it to Harry Kane's goofy ass, bro. Like, they're not gonna give that hair. They're not gonna give that crackball hair.
I forget you have an agenda against him. I forgot.
I have an agenda.
Yes, you do. I forgot. I forgot you have a disdain for the guy. By the way, Yasin, I'm very sorry for your loss. I just read the message. I'm glad that I'm able to distract you sometimes, bro. God bless. Bro, if I was to put money on that, I'll put it on Harry Kane. I'm not even gonna lie. I'll put it on Harry Kane.
I got a hot take to run by you. I don't know if you're in the mood for a hot take, but
go for it.
I got one.
Put it on the screen, or is it about Ballon d'Or?
No, it'll be on the screen.
Okay, I want to see it.
Yeah, so my hot take, more or less, is that I think without William Saliba, I don't think Arsenal is a top 4 team in England. And William Saliba is about to be out for a long time. Like, William Saliba, I don't think people are realizing how bad of a situation they're in right now. Saliba has a back injury that they're saying is going to keep him out for 3 to 4 months. And then they're just going to check in and see how his back is doing. That sounds like, to me, like, you got no fucking clue when that back is going to get better. And if you look at the data, you know, I talk shit about stats, but here's those stats for you. 68% of the games Arsenal wins with him drops all the way to 50 without him. This is a different defense without Saliba. And you saw France was a different defense without Saliba, too. Saliba is better than we thought, than I thought. Like, I knew he was excellent, but I think he is irreplaceable. I think I've only seen Van Dijk be like him in the past few years, where it's just he shepherds a whole group of men to play defense in a different way. And I think without him, Arsenal's going to struggle. And they don't have him. So I think Arsenal this year, it's going to be a disaster, I think.
So we're talking about what? He's going to be back. We're in July. We're talking about October, November, he might be back.
I mean, maybe, right? But do you know anybody in your life who's had a back injury?
Not really, not at the level he had.
Nobody knows how long a back takes to heal. Unless they tell you, unless the doctor gives you one of these, it's nothing, you'll be okay in a few weeks. That's okay. You get a little bruise, whatever. But if they're saying you need to be out for 3 to 4 months, they were considering back surgery, and he decided not to do back surgery. It's bad, man. And it's something that Arsenal's not prepared for. Who's filling in? Mosquera, Hincapié, solid players. But they're good when they have Saliba next to them, cleaning everything up, reading the defense, reading the attack before they even make the passes, right? His recovery pace is insane. And he's gone. So I think this is about to be a whole lot of pain for Arsenal. And as a Man City fan, I just want to say,
good riddance.
Not good riddance, because I respect him, and I don't want to take a victory lap on an injury, but I do root for the pain of Arsenal fans.
So I'm looking at the calendar, right? I'm going to go straight to the beginning of the season because we don't care about friendlies. First game, August 16th, Community Shield against you guys. I think you guys got it. Without Saliba, I think you guys got it.
Smoking them.
Okay, but this is the thing. Now, I disagree with you in the sense of they're not even, or are you saying they're not even top 4 or they're just the 4?
I think once with Saliba out, right, until Saliba is back, and I think we should assume that we just don't know with the back. Until Saliba is back, I look at it as number one, clearly Man City. I think, obviously Man City spends such a ridiculous amount of money. The players are excellent. They're in pretty good form from the World Cup.
But you think Maresca is going to come in? Do you think Maresca is going to come in and immediately make them play like a top team in the Premier League?
I think Maresca is just going to continue what Pep was doing. I think, remember what Arne Slot did his first year at Liverpool, and he just rode the Jurgen Klopp momentum? I think Maresca is not going to change stuff up a lot. I think he's going to do a Pep impression, and he's going to learn on the job and maybe change things up a little more year 2. I just think the amount of talent Man City has is overwhelming. So you got Man City 1. Okay. I think number 2, Liverpool. I think Liverpool with Iraola. I think Iraola is the best young coach in world football right now. I think Iraola is going to have them playing the type of football they played in Jurgen Klopp when they were just fucking intensity, 90 minutes straight, metal football. Liverpool back. Third, I'm going to go with Chelsea. Chelsea has no European football. Chelsea gets to rest all those Champions League weeks. Xabi Alonso, you saw how good of a coach he can be when the circumstances are right. I think he's in a great position in Chelsea. And then fourth, I think Man United will finish 4th. And
Wait. Shout out to Asin. He just sent a £2 donation. Hope you good and check my last message. I did, brother. I did.
Hey,
like I said, good. Yeah. Like I said, God bless, brother. Keep making the videos. If it helps you out, bro, I do it for a passion, but I also do it for people like you. Thank you for the £2. What I was gonna say.
So I think Arsenal's
his manager.
Xabi Alonso, your boy.
Okay, Xabi Alonso. Okay, and who's the 4th? Arsenal, or are you putting someone above Arsenal?
I'm putting Man United ahead of Arsenal.
Okay, so I'll buy it for the beginning of the season only because not only Saliba, but also they already came out before the World Cup even ended that Rice, Saka, somebody else plus Saliba plus the injury, because of the injury, they're not going to play until later in the season because they need to recover. Yeah. So I see the beginning of the season really like the decider for Arsenal season. If they're able to hold the competition, which I don't think it's possible, but I will also say, I think they have in this very moment, just because of the names that have left the league and everything, I think they have the best manager in the Premier League.
Oh God!
Tell me how's that not possible?
Arteta?
Tell me how's that not possible? Like, how is that a bad statement?
Arteta plays such a scared brand of football.
Yeah.
That won the Premier League with 87 points, 88 points. It was one of the lowest point totals to win the Premier League in so long. The way he plays is so cynical. When you say he's the best coach, okay, he grinded out a championship. He deserves some credit for that. But that shit was haram ball. And I know it's a cliche to say haram ball, but when you really watch what he does, players are not progressing under him. Like you have players like Bukayo Saka that to me his progression is stalled out. It's not totally fair to blame that on Arteta, but he doesn't play expansive offensive football and he doesn't get the most out of his talent. But I think he locks down defense. He makes it really hard to score. He plays a great low block. But to me, in the long term, it almost sets Arsenal back a little because what is their offensive identity? Look at that team. Where are the goals coming from? If Saka's hurt, where are those goals and where are those opportunities coming from? It's not pretty.
But like my argument would be again, without Saka, without Rice, without all of them, we're gonna see how good of a manager he actually is. And I think I always said, like, when Arsenal fans put him in that conversation in that echelon, I was like, you're dumb because he hasn't won shit. But after the season that he had, I'm like, okay, he understands that he doesn't have to be a showman. He doesn't have to be entertaining. He has to be doing harambo for as much as he's not entertaining for us on the eye. Again, if it's my team, if it's Real Madrid, bro, give me 1-0 wins all the time over, win big here and then lose the next game.
The difference is like when your experience with haram ball teams, like with the old Mourinho teams, they had such electric counterattacking, so like it was still fun. The Arsenal counterattacking, bro, it's not electric.
I get what you're saying, but if he gets the results, if he gets the results, we can.
He got the results 1 year, and he got close to bottling it. Let's not forget. Yeah. Now he deserves it. He deserves. He won it, but I just look at this set of circumstances, and I think Arteta might not finish the year as the manager. Honestly, I think Arteta could get fired this season. I think there's something coming for Arsenal that I think Arsenal fans are still riding this high, and they're not looking at this honestly. They sold Leo Trossard. That was one of the worst moves of the summer to me. They sold Trossard for like 10 million, 15 million euros. I don't understand that at all. He was saving them in games late, just finding these special goals. And now you're down him. Saka's hamstrings are cooked. He couldn't even play a full 90 in the World Cup. Rice is not
going to play.
Not going to play. You don't have Saliba. It's like Arsenal may be in the bottom half of the table early on in the season, I think, for a little while.
Let me just tell you their calendar. Coventry is their opening game.
Coventry, like you gotta destroy them. Okay, so I give them 3 points there. Yeah.
Okay, so I win. They gotta go to Aston Villa away.
Aston Villa away is hard as hell. That's a toss-up. That's a 50-50 game.
Okay.
And I'd say a lot of these might end in draws, and I think that's what Arsenal's season is going to look like.
Okay, but look, this is the thing. They put them they put them in a gauntlet early in the season, which is crazy because it's Aston Villa away, Chelsea at home. So in their home, in Arsenal's home.
Yeah, I mean that's anything could happen. Chelsea at home versus this Arsenal team.
Yeah, Sunderland away.
Bro, Sunderland away is not easy. Sunderland got a squad. Did you see Brian Brobby in the World Cup? Brian Brobby was fucking bodying people.
Brighton away.
Capier is not going to get bodied by Brian Brobby? I don't think so, man. I think Sunderland away, that could be an L. That could be a draw. What else we got?
Brighton away.
Bro, Brighton's tough, too. The Premier League's a bitch, man. There's very few easy days. Coventry, Arsenal better savor that Coventry game. Bro, and I love Arsenal fans. The Coventry game, Gyökeres is going to have like a hat trick of penalties. Gyökeres is the leading scorer for Arsenal. Leading the Premier League. And then it's just going to be, boom, away pain. We can pray for it.
And then, bro, like so this is the thing. We're already in September 19th. This is where they're going to get saved. Because you got to remember, what is that? 4 games in? 1, 2, 5 games, international break until October 10th. We go 2 weeks without the Premier League. 3 weeks-ish without the Premier League. Those 3 weeks, they better pray Saliba gets into the freaking cryo chamber of Dragon Ball Z.
Saliba is 3 to 4 months away.
Yeah. So, like, it should be 1 more month. It should be a couple of weeks after that.
3 to 4 months. You're taking the short end of the estimate when with a back injury, a serious back injury, you always got to add extra to it.
No, I know, I know. I'm just saying if it's 3 months, it's early November. If it's 4 months, we're talking about like December ish.
Or if
But
Saliba
this,
doesn't,
that's what I'm saying. That international break saves them, gives them a lot of breathing room.
I think the only thing, and here's the thing, when Saliba comes back, like you saw this with Rodri. When Rodri came back, Rodri wasn't the same for at least a year after playing.
Hmm.
Like it's not like you just come back from a major injury and you're back. Like Saliba's gonna play small minutes at first and could have all sorts of issues. I just think right now I would be betting all the chips against Arsenal. And like I said, that Coventry day, it's gonna be fool's gold. Like they're gonna have a day with that. I have one other
Uh,
question that I was curious about,
Go
and this
for
is
it.
going to La Liga. And I know you've been inside the belly of the beast in La Liga. You've seen what it's like inside those clubs, and you've been part of that fraternity. And there's something that I didn't really understand totally from Barcelona. Why did Barcelona spend 90 million on Anthony Gordon?
Ooh, okay. That is actually right on the conversations I love because it's all about finances. It's all about what hits your payroll, what hits your bottom line. Because um Rashford wages in totality were gonna be higher than the wages Gordon's gonna get paid plus the installments.
Okay.
So let's say if Rashford per year is costing you 30 mil, but Anthony Gordon 80 million and he's making 10 million, but you're paying the 80 million in what is it? I think 5 years. I think 4 years. It's 20 million that hits your wages or hits your bottom line plus his 10 mil or 8 mil, whatever it is. It's cheaper that way than just paying Rashford because Rashford gets paid a lot. That's really what it is. Now, do I think is the smart option? Hey, Gordon play well in the World Cup whenever he showed up, and the kid is a workhorse with Hansi Flicks. He likes them, but as a player, Rashford is more talented. He is a better player, so it depends. You buy the bullet whichever way you want.
I remember you saying something about Hansi Flick last year. Remember you said Hansi Flick has the second year curse?
Bro, fuck.
Remember Hansi Flick has the second year curse? Every year Hansi Flick gets to the second year, it stops working.
I
I
mean,
just
low key, it stopped working. He won the league, but like it stopped working on the. He got eliminated on the Champions League because of the highline. He got eliminated of the Copa del Rey because of the highline. Did he get the Super Cup? I think he won the Super Cup, didn't he? He won it against us, didn't he?
Barcelona has gone back to back on your asses.
Yeah,
Like
but
this year, to me, there's so much pressure on Real Madrid. Like you
yeah,
cannot let Barcelona, bro. You cannot let Barcelona get a three-peat.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be awful. Uh,
Where is this
it's
guy?
just which one you want to put on the background?
This one guy. This is your hope.
Diamante? Nah.
Man right here. This is your hope right now.
No, I'd rather you put the one with the players together because they're all our hopes. They're all together. Jose Mourinho, that one. Jose Mourinho is supposedly coming to play an attacking football like he did back in the day with the counters and everything. We have fast players. We have his African player that he always loved. Every team that he has ever coached, he has an African player, and we got him with Diamande. We got a muscular, strong right back in Dumfries. We have Cucurella, which is a top one. If we get Rodri, that's gonna be his Kedira type player because he never had a cross. Might be like a Xavi Alonso type guy. Schwaminisis, Michael Essien. Like I need it to work, Brad. I need it to work. That's what I need
But
because
be
another
honest. Be
season.
honest. What was your first reaction when you heard that Mourinho was going to be the coach? Like, what was your
Oh,
real first?
I don't lie. I think he's outdated. I think he's a bad manager. I think he's not gonna cut it for us. But like I always say, same thing with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I still think he's bad. I still do. But I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna look at the good, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna ignore the bad, and I'm gonna try to deviate the bad. And I think defensively he's shit, but he's amazing going forward. Same thing with Mourinho.
You're a very smart man, a visionary, and you know how these things work here. I want to ask you to look into your crystal ball for a second. Can you do that for a second? Okay. If things went really bad with Mourinho and Real Madrid in like the next 6 months, right? Put that Thanos hand. Okay. Establish control. Okay. If things went really bad, how would they go bad? What is the most likely way that this could go really? Because Mourinho blows up, man. Like, it doesn't end pretty in most places, right?
Let me put the gauntlet back.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're gonna need all your strength to answer this.
Let me look at our calendar, because I can if I could possibly point it out. So,
but like, what's gonna go wrong? He has a lot of really tricking personalities to manage. Like, that's not an easy team. Not that Real Madrid is ever easy, you know. What's the first? Well, yeah. What's the calendar? Like?
So I'm looking at it right now. We're talking about Espanyol away. We could start the league with a draw right there and there. I think we're gonna beat them, but we could start the league with a draw. Then we go home against Real Sociedad, home against Malaga, away at Betis, home against Rayo Vallecano, away against Elche, and then away against Atletico Madrid. And then we get home Villarreal, home Sevilla.
Away versus Atleti, they're not letting you get shit.
Bro. And then October 25th, Barcelona away at the Camp Nou. I promise you, just looking at the calendar, looking at what's possible, look at everything, knowing what Real Madrid has done in the past, we might have already imploded by the Elche game, even before Atletico Madrid.
That's crazy.
Just because
it's possible. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Mourinho, bro. And I wonder. Here's what I wonder is how would that implosion go? You know, like, is he gonna fucking blow up at Mbappe? Like, what? Like, who do you think will end up being the target of his wrath?
Bro, I don't know, because I'm looking at the calendar. Like I said, this is a brand new Real Madrid for me. There's way too many players, a new coach. There's nothing to go by. This is why I always say, if the Real Madrid that won the Champions League and everything was to disappear, it will be on the third year that we don't succeed with Mbappe. Why? Because at that point, you got to say, like, hey, we got to blow it up and, like, do something different, because it's not working anymore. And this will be the third year that you have Vinicius and Mbappe, the third year with Jude and Mbappe and everyone, and you're going to be like, okay, like, what the fuck should we do? And giving that amount of pressure, giving that amount of, like, hey, we need to get it done. Espanyol, let's say we win, because Espanyol almost got relegated last season. So let's say we win. Real Sociedad, that could be a draw at home, but that is your first game at home at the Bernabeu. So I know Mourinho is going to go all in to win that game. Malaga just got promoted and it's at home, so they're going to shit the bed and we're going to win. Real Betis away, that's the first game that starts being the taking, right? Like, oh, like shit, like, oh, like Real Madrid gets the win, but it looks iffy. Oh, Vinicius and Mbappe are always doing the shit that they did last season, so it's not looking good. Diomande's not putting the pressure. Jude Bellingham looks out of place. Mourinho gets questioned. Boom. Maybe we win. Maybe it's a draw. Maybe we win. I don't know. Rayo Vallecano is always a fucking pain. We might win. It's at home, so it's always a pain. And it's at home. We beat them 3-1 last season, I think. So let's say we beat them 3-0 and everything goes back to normal. Everyone's, oh, like, that was just a fuss. And let's say Barcelona is still there at 3 points away. Elche away. Why do I say we implode there? They have ex-Real Madrid players. Ex-Real Madrid players, they always score against Real Madrid. Álvaro Rodríguez. Oh, wait, no, he left. Wait, I think he got bought. Wait. Let me check their squad.
He did.
Let me check. I think he actually got bought. He went to Bournemouth. Okay. Now.
He went to Bournemouth?
Yeah, for 28 mil. 28 mil. So that's a lot. That's a lot for a La Liga team. What I was gonna say. So now, that being said, we could in all honesty, we might still lose. We might still lose just for shits and giggles, right? If we win, cool. We go to Atletico Madrid. That's the one that's really gonna put the pressure because just like Xabi Alonso, we went to Atletico Madrid. That's the game that really put the flame beneath him. And then after that, we have Villarreal, Sevilla, Barcelona. We go through a gauntlet the second we go against Atletico Madrid. That right there could be the beginning of the end of the season. If we win all those 4 games, I think we have a happy goodwill competition until the end of the season and see who wins it. But here it could be the whole season in those 4 games.
I have one question to ask you at the end of all this analysis.
Mhm.
And it's an unfair question, but I'm sorry. I'm just feeling in an unfair kind of mood.
Go for it.
What is the earliest date you could see Jose Mourinho getting fired?
If he was to get fired?
Yeah, what's like the earliest possible where you're like, okay, yeah, it could go wrong by that day, probably, yeah.
He gets on the hot seat with Atletico Madrid.
So what day is that?
It's September 20th. He gets on the hot.
If that goes really bad, that could be it.
Oh, if we get clowned on, like if we get shit on, he could get fired next day on the 21st. So that's the earliest I could see it happening. Obviously, that wasn't gonna be my date. I thought Atletico Madrid in Metropolitano, let's call it like they beat us 2-1. He gets on the hot seat for that reason. Like it wasn't a bad performance; they just happened to lose. We beat Villarreal at home, we beat Sevilla at home, and then if we get a bad result against Atletico Madrid, that almost guarantees we get a bad result against Barcelona. And for some reason, let's call it we just get shed on by Barcelona. He gets fired next day. That will be October 26th.
Damn. I'm just so grateful that Florentino Perez has given us this gift. Like, this team has been so chaotic the past few years. And as a neutral observer, I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, what's one thing I could throw in here that's definitely going to make everything crazier? And it's just Jose Mourinho. It's like, just like one of the craziest coaches ever, who's getting significantly crazier with every year, it appears, who goes to Turkey for 4 months and then gets in a fight with the owner and then he's got to go. And then he's been in Portugal. And it's like, man, when Mbappe tries to tell him what's going to happen and Mourinho looks in Mbappe's face and is like, I don't give a fuck what you want. That's the moment I think we're going to find out, is this really Mbappe's team? Because dictator Mbappe and Mourinho are not going to live in a state of peace forever.
Bro, it all depends. Like, I see a world that everything goes well and that Mbappe and Mourinho just sits down and just like, hey, like I can make this thing click. Like I get what they're doing. Like he has dealt with like superstars before in this type of profiles, and I can make it work. I just need you guys to do this. It's not about structure. It's about like just defend like this and then attack this way. And I trust you guys, right? But I also can see I've been talking to the players and they just don't want to run. They don't want to trust me. They don't know I'm a special one.
That's the one. Mm-hmm. Can he get Mbappe to run? Is he gonna try to make Mbappe press, or is he just gonna say, I'm not, what the fuck's the point, right?
Back in the day, I remember on the 2010-11 season when he takes over for Real Madrid, he studies everything and he looks at Cristiano Ronaldo and he goes like, bro, like you have to stop defending. Like really, like I need you to stop tracking back so much and focus on winning. We're gonna build the team around that because you can win us the game, not the other way around, right? And Ronaldo was always pressing, but like not to the extent that he used to in the Premier League when he moved and everything, right? I could definitely see Mourinho sitting down with Mbappe and being like, my guy, like the team is already built around you to score. You just need to fucking pretend that you care when when we're defending, because this is the thing. And I know you saw the stat, but for the people that are watching the video and the people that are like watching live and the VOD and everything, he was top 2 of the laziest defending attackers in the top 5 leagues. You have to consciously in your mind say like, I don't want to defend to be top 2 in something. If you want to be the best in something or the worst in something, that is a conscious decision, because you have to be either cursed by God in the sense that like you're simply just not good at something, or you simply don't want to be good at something. And that's what really Mbappe was doing. And we saw it at the World Cup with friends. Oh my God, he was pressuring like crazy. He was going like crazy. Like he was still lazy stat wise, but I was like, he's average. That's all we asking for Mbappe, to be average pressure wise.
But I think Mbappe's made a calculated decision, which is like, I'm gonna save my legs. And you know what? Like, there's something to it, but it does make it a little harder to win. Like and I think that's like and you can't ever like I can't ever say that Mbappe's not an amazing finisher and an amazing attacker, but like, how well do the teams he plays on perform in the end? You know, recently it hasn't been great, man. When he was younger and he would just run all day, it felt different.
It does. And the problem about it is that the history books and history itself will be very kind to Mbappe, because when you open a stat sheet and you see that the guy 400 games, 450 goals, 200 assists, more top goal scorer for PSG, I don't know how many times Pichichi league top goal scorer, UCL top goal scorer, blah blah blah. People are gonna look at that stuff just like, there's no way in hell this guy was bad. Like there's no argument whatsoever that you could do.
He's not bad. He's not bad. But I think the problem is his numbers say he's like one of the best players ever, right? And the question is like, is he actually that level of effective on the field? Like when you look at the totality, right? Stats are meant to help us see who is more likely to help you win games, right? When you and you say how much more likely are you to win with Mbappe, it's not overwhelming. Like it's not like once you have Mbappe, the other team doesn't have a chance, you know? And I think it's just because you can never press. You can't, you know, like, but eventually Mbappe will kind of just like half-ass it. And I think part of it is that I think Messi corrupted him. Messi showed that if you are good enough, you can get away with not really pressing at all, just fucking walking.
And I mean, but Messi can get away with it. There's only in history, there's only a handful of players that could be like, I'm not gonna defend. But why? Because I'm literally, once I have the ball, I might create 3 chances by myself.
And it's amazing. No one says shit about Messi doing that. Like they laugh at it. They're like, oh, that's so funny. Messi just walks. And Mbappe, it's like the bane of his existence. You know, the only real criticism that he can't shake is like, bro, you never run. Like you are a fucking zero on defense.
Yeah, and the thing about it, for example, yesterday, they were telling me like, oh, like Kiko, how would Vini be at Arsenal? Like, what it would be? And I go like, I think it's fair to say, because I was talking to Arsenal fans, so I didn't want to be disrespectful, right? Because I always want to be conscious that like people might disagree with my take. But I go like, hey, is it fair to say that he's by far your best player if he joins? They're like, by far, no question whatsoever. I was like, so the attack will be around him. And they're like, yeah, but like, would Arteta make him run? And like, that was one of the Arsenal fans. And the other Arsenal fan goes like, bro, like Vinicius runs like crazy all game long. The guy that doesn't, yeah, exactly. Like he didn't watch Vinicius. And also like we were hyping him up because like it was basically introducing fire to a caveman at that point, because he knew Vinicius was good. He just didn't understand the scope of it. But he was like, then why do they say he's lazy? And I go like, because if your main guy is lazy, everyone else looks lazy. Because like that, and that's the thing. And I told him, if he goes to Arsenal, he basically, the question was, can be like, Kiko, do you think Vinicius is already as good as he can be, or he can be better? And like, he will be the best player at Arsenal. He will show how much better he is if you guys give him the ball. Meanwhile, at Real Madrid, everyone's already a superstar. So the ability of standing out, it's really, really hard. So in this case, the ability of standing out when you're not defending, it's very easy. Because if you have Jude, Vini, Rodrigo, Valverde, whoever's on the right wing, running like headless chickens, because you have one guy just walking, not doing that part, you go like, oh, like they're not pressing. Oh, Vinicius doesn't press. Jude is a drunk. Valverde needs his wife to tell him what to do. Why? Because there's one guy that you can not figure it out why it doesn't work. And then once you start looking at the stats, just like, oh, he doesn't do it. And like you said, like team wise, we could go back to his whole career and just be like, was he scoring this many goals because he was helping the team, or was he scoring this many goals because he was focusing on doing that and fuck whatever the team does?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be interesting to see. Well, I think my wife is probably wondering when I'm gonna go to bed, and I think the answer is pretty soon. Kiko, thank you for joining us live back from
Absolutely.
Tomatoes.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to have you home, soldier. And we will begin this going Sunday nights. I'm going to make this the home for all those new American soccer fans who are trying to figure out what the hell this all means. Come here.
Absolutely. And if anything, always happy to be here. Glad to be in the United States. And now we can start doing like a normal schedule again. So we'll definitely be working on this.
That's right. Sunday night after the game, we'll be there. My good man. Have a good night.
You too, brother. Peace.